I guess I can answer who you wrapped. How many people are waiting in queue? There's just one person in queue for speaking. I'll answer some quick questions inside of the thread real quick. Florian asks, how am I doing today? And the answer is, I'm doing great. Then Water wants to know what made me want grind to get hate. Basically, around 2 years ago, I guess just under 2 years, I was just doing what I normally do and talking inside the Discord a bit, and I saw that a good friend of mine now, Asus, was streaming getting the first fabric of reality inside of the Perfect Tower 2 and completing the exotic experiment. I, doing what I do, wanted to go and take like the second person or whatever to get it, but I realized to do so would take around 500 exotic gems, and at the time, each time you killed Cylindro, you got one exotic gem. So I was like, I'll go kill 500 Cylindros, it's not that bad. And so from there, I got to 100 kills, posted a screenshot inside of military tier 6 to 7 is what the chat is called, and I asked basically who has the most Cylindro kills, and he just posted a screenshot having 300. I'm like, alright, I guess I'll go beat that. I go, get 500 Cylindro kills. Then, after I do that, I'm like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Let's do it again. And I got 1,000. It was painful and really tedious, but I did it. And I became the fourth person to get an exotic fabric reality. And I'm sad because I didn't even. It took me too long. Alright. Next question. Do I have any requests? I guess I'll give crazy blocks. You can come up. Hello. You there? Alright, looks like he's not there. Hold on a moment. How do I just move him to audience? There we go, that's the button. Alright, guess I'll go back to the thread to ask questions. Next we have... some username just asking, why buddy, why? And I have no response other than, because I can, not because I should. Next we have Ashka asking what my next goal is after reaching town level 1000. Well, currently I'm getting my volcano region to Inf a billion, and I'm going to go get another region to Inf a billion so I can start so I can do massive refinements to get myself a few stacks of tier 1 ore so I can be set on exotic producer production for quite a long time. Then from there, it's a secret. Google wants to know what the order my username is. The answer is it's a very long story that goes back ever since I was like 6 or 7. I guess I'll go and answer it. We have time. This is probably something that several people are curious about. When I was a child, I was watching Star Wars, and the character Jar Jar Binks had a vaguely similar name to mine, and I liked him for some reason, because I was a stupid kid. And basically, I took on the nickname Bink when I was a kid. Over time, it eventually evolved into Bud and Buddy, after continuous puns of, don't really have any way to describe it, but it turned to BudE, like the letter E, or Buddy with the Y, right? And then there's also BudE with an I, and eventually turned to BudE, as it currently is. Then I think like 2017, I got a Minecraft account. My brother was giving me a Minecraft account, but the username Buddy was taken, so I just put boy at the end of it, and then you got Buddy Boy. And ever since then, that's what I've used. And now that I'm actually like somewhat famous and enough people recognize me, I'm kind of stuck with this name. that's basically the overview on how I ended up where I am now. Electricity wants to know if I'm going to share a cake with anyone. Answer is no, it's mine. I'll share pictures of it, but the cake is mine. Some username has a question. I guess I'll invite him up to speak. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Okay, so, when did you first hear about the perfect hour?
That's also a pretty funny story. When back a few years ago, I think it was like 2017 also, I was playing Antimatter Dimensions, maybe it was 2018, and I got to the end game of that, and from there I stopped like being active in the Discord other than browsing through the memes channel a lot. Then, one day I was just browsing through there and I saw people talking about Perfect Tower 2. Fun fact, it was actually Asus who was talking about Perfect Tower 2, and I didn't notice that until like 2 months later, and they just talked about how it was an open alpha, and I was like, I need to join that. So I went and I joined. After playing for like 2-3 weeks, I killed 1,000 Cylindros, and now everyone knows who I am. Any other questions?
That's a very amazing story. I don't think I have any more.
Alright. And I guess I'll go back to the thread. Oh my, I don't know where I left off. Okay. All the Cylindro hates are questions I answered. Good job, Credo. Xenos wants to know when or how I first heard about Miku. That's a story of basically it was shortly after I think it was about 2-3 months after I was getting Cylindro hate. After I got 1,000 Cylindro kills, I was just listening to a ton of different music, and I remembered the the YouTuber that made a lot of Nightcore stuff, and I liked some of their songs. I went through and listened through that. After basically after finding out that like 3/4 of all the thumbnails are just Miku pics, and actually, because I've heard like some stuff about Miku before then, right? And I had this like idea or like thought in my head that Miku was just like super weeb and like terrible. And then one day I was like, maybe it's not. I guess I'll just go listen to some songs. After a couple, I was just hooked, and it just the end. Also, nice GIF, you know. All right, next question. What is my dream job? I feel like being a YouTuber would like it sounds like a great job to have, right? But it very much so isn't as good as it sounds. If I can be a simple like streamer or whatever that can do very low effort content, basically, where it's just like live streams or just playing through games, it doesn't take too much setup. If you have a moderator team, it's pretty not difficult to run, and you can get some decent money from it. So I feel like that's probably what I have to answer, because other than that, I don't really have any real jobs as far as occupations go, other than online influencer. What is my favorite letter? What type of question is that? And the answer is J. Anyways, are Cylindro Heroes in on the secret goal, or is it something else? I assume that's talking about my goal after military, now that I'm town level 1,000. The answer is, it's not Cylindro Heroes specifically, but you, Credo, Coco, and I think a couple other people, yeah, Tech also knows, and someone knows a bit, about my goals afterwards. But you each only know like a fraction of what I want to get done. There's so much miscellaneous things I want to get done, and it's just too much for me to handle. When is the next patch in Perfect Tower 2? If I say tomorrow, will Speedy and Matt release an update tomorrow? And it'll just say removed BudE from the game? I don't want to find out. So I will have to say I don't actually know. I haven't. I don't think there's been. Yeah, there hasn't been much talk inside of the Patreon channel, so I can't give any information about potential stuff from that. So since there was an update yesterday, I'd say probably next week there might be a small patch. They've said that they're trying to get weekly updates again. Alright, how long have I been playing Perfect Tower 2? That has been since basically about 2 years now. Just shy. It was like November 3rd, I think. Or it was like October 29th that I first played the game. Alright. What do you do thinking about Perfect Tower 2? I'm thinking about Perfect Tower 2. What type of question is that? Also, I think about way too much Perfect Tower 2. Do I collect anything? Not really. I guess I do have a decent sized domino collection. Alright, so many questions, I can't keep up with this. Alright, when will I fix my sleep schedule? I'm trying, Speedy. I'm in the process of slowly trying to fix it. Just very slowly. Now, it's been about a year and a half, Xenos, for that. What's my favorite meme song? I'd have to go with Pants. Cradle probably has the audio file somewhere to send. Or I can just upload it. I'm not going to bother with that. What's the status on my love life? I am very single because I can't date Miku. And also Kessim is not on my list. Anyways, next. Uh, oh, what's the next build? Oh, the web build is done. Oh, nice. Alright. Remove Buddy from the game. Yes, good patch notes, sir. What game do we play when it's 6 p.m.? I assume that's based off your time zone and that's different than mine because at 6 p.m. is like 8 hours from now. And I really can't keep up with that, or I really don't know what we'll be doing there. Minecraft have removed Hero Brian. Perfect Tower 2 have removed Buddy. Good. Alright. Yikes. Very single and big F for Kessim. Oh my, the spam. Alright, yes, we have one speaker. Crazy Blocks wants to speak again. Let's see if his mic works this time. Uh, doesn't appear to be working. Um, I'm just gonna move you back to audience. Broken mics be like. But it's actually creepypasta and you're all collectively hallucinating. Sign me up for that. Alright, yeah, if it's currently 5 p.m. for you, then at 6 p.m. I would assume that, yeah, that would be the Scribble.io or whatever Speedy has exactly planned for that. I'm not sure about the exact details, but Scribble.io is basically what it is. Favorite stage of Perfect Tower 2? I assume you mean region? If so, then that would probably have to go Chaos due to my recent activities. I'm in charge of game selection. Good, good, Speedy. Favorite stage of Perfect Tower 2? Yeah, probably Chaos. Other than that, I really like the aesthetics and like lighting effect on dark or on underground, but I think that's about it. Okay, any speakers? Yes, Face wants to speak. Get up here.
Oh, yeah, so the
Hello.
mic that actually works this time.
It does.
It does. So yes, the question that he's asking you is what stage is in spoiler, and not spoiler stage?
Probably have to go with
Which
spoiler.
spoiler stage would you say? Yeah.
The first spoiler stage is pretty good.
Okay.
Second one, though,
Yeah.
I think it's slightly better. Third is just kind of disappointing.
Yes. Well then, yeah. There is a good question I was gonna ask too. What other games do you play besides idlers? No idlers allowed.
Okay,
Anything else?
I mainly play a lot of Eterna on the side, and by on the side I mean I play it like 4 hours a day, way too much. I play it more than Perfect Tower 2 actually. Then else I have Minecraft I play relatively frequently, and then it's just a lot of miscellaneous games I occasionally play from my Steam library.
Ah yes. Then now final question of all of the idle games that you've ever played, which one is your favorite?
Perfect Tower 2 hands down, but second favorite would have to be Transport Defender, mainly because I have
Never heard of that. I'll
20,000.
have to look into it.
Yeah, I have 20,000 hours in it. Too much.
Oh, that's 4 times as many hours as I have in Rocket League, and I thought that was bad.
Yeah, that is kind of bad because it's active, opposed to my 20,000 of AFK.
Okay. Okay,
Alright,
I'm gonna go back to being an incel. Thank you for the questions.
no problem. Roasted wants to speak. Let's see what he has to say.
So, regarding idle games, have you ever heard of one called NGU?
Yes, I have played it. I have like 1,000 hours in it.
Okay, I was about to say because personally, that is one of my favorite idle games. I'm still playing it, trying to reach the end, and I was just curious if you played it because just it for me, it is so much fun. I have like almost 10,000 hours in it right now.
I haven't really played it for the
Uh,
last like 6 months.
what did you think of it when you were playing it?
It was kind of interesting, but it just got kind of repetitive really quickly. And that tends to happen with a lot of the different idle games.
So, what made you stick to the perfect hour when it seems to be more complicated than the rest?
Mainly it is that it is more complicated. I enjoy memorizing
Right.
vast databases of knowledge from the game. It's just, I like it. It's fun. Alright, that
That's
all
all I
you had?
really got.
Alright. Then I'll get back to text questions real quick. What are we at? What's my favorite candy? Bumps wants to know my favorite candy. Does Nutella count as a candy? I don't really know if it counts, but if it does, then that's the answer. What's my favorite flavor of ramen? I don't eat ramen, so yeah. If I didn't say Perfect Tower 2 was my favorite game, I would have got banned. Probably not. Okay. Do I have Time Warpers in my Steam library? Yes, I do. It's a really good game. I really enjoy playing it, but it's not really active, or it's not really idle. It's more of an active game because idle progression is just vastly inferior to the active progression. Haven't played it for a while, but I occasionally play it. It's one of those games I occasionally touch. Pretty fun to play. I've lost my gamer pass because I don't eat ramen. Impressive. What's my favorite part about Perfect Tower 2 or the Perfect Tower 2 community? Well, I'd have to say that one of my favorite parts about the Perfect Tower 2 is being the best. It's fun trying to maintain that status when numerous people are continually trying to pass me. It gives me content to like gives me infinite playability of the game because I just if someone passes me on something I can go and be like, well, I know I need to farm that. Pretty fun. Then the community. Perfect Tower 2 community was the first larger community I've ever gotten into. Like before that, the most active, largest community that I was active in was like 20 people. I think there might have been a server with 30 people in it. But then I joined a server with like 10,000 people and just quickly take over with popularity. And it's kind of impressive. I'm proud of what I've done. Alright. Competition is a good motivator? Yes, it is. And that's why you need to tell Speedy to add the leaderboards back so I can actually know where I stand on them. Okay, Game Pass returned. Alright, any more voice questions? We do not have any. Leaderboards back, please. Yes, please, Speedy. Please. I live for the leaderboards and they're gone. They've been dead for nearly a year now. Maybe we'll have a 1 year anniversary of the freezing event and just unfreeze it then. But if that's the case, we gotta wait another month. Actually, yeah, it's only a month. It's not actually that bad. It's been 11 months since it's been frozen. If I can describe myself by 3 words, what would it be? Interesting. I could use 3 very basic words, but I feel like Perfect Tower 2 is 3 words. Unless you don't count the 2 as a word. I am Buddy Boy, yes, Xenos. There we go. Perfect. Other than that, it'd probably be I Love Miku or something like that. This is the most, like, I don't know. I can't really think of anything good. You just now realize it's pronounced Buddy? Bruh. Alright, if I could choose a dev, which would I save? I feel like regardless of how I answered this, I'm going to get banned. So I'm going to take the cop-out answer and say both, but for different reasons. I would save Matt because, like, Matt does put the most work into this game, and I'm sure Speedy is aware of it. So if I saved Matt, then the updates would most likely continue flowing. But at the same time, I enjoy talking with Speedy a lot more, and I just feel like Speedy's a lot cooler of a guy. So that's about how. That's yeah, Matt is cool as well, Xenos, but Speedy, I know Speedy more and I talk to him a lot more. So I'm kind of biased here. Yeah, if I had to only choose one to save, I don't really know what I have to choose. Alright, what next? Matt. Yeah, Speedy, I do talk to Matt a bit too much. Our DMs are relatively active. Alright. Do I watch Ed Sword? I do not. What boss role I get next now that I have Cylindro and Dodeca? I do not have Cylindro role, but I do want it. I would take Pyramidus role, but I do know that Tech has a higher Pyramidus kill than he says he does, so I can't just yoink it from him, otherwise he'll post like having tier 21 kill. So I'd have to go farm for like tier 25, then post it, just so Tech can't even take it. Right. Then for Cubos Jr., I totally want to take... Oh yeah, Tech doesn't have the role, right. But Tech does have a high enough kill count to have the role. But I do want to take the Cubos Jr. from Xenos, because memeing on Xenos is too fun. And then other than that, taking Cylindro sounds very, very hard. I know Speedy. I don't care if I have to ditch my Dodeca roll and give it back to Sunny. Or yeah, I have no issue with that. Anyways, all right. Where was I? Alright, what was my first impression of Speedy and Matt? First, I was very much nervous whenever I talked to them because they're literally the devs and the like moderators, the owners of a 10,000 member Discord, and I thought that made them like popular or whatever, right? But after talking to them for like 2 days, I was like, who cares? Just be casual and I don't look stupid. And it worked out. Now I'm just friends with both of them. Alright, favorite TV series. Does anime count as a TV series? Alright, if we're counting anime, then I'd have to go with Tonikawa as my favorite. Do I have Roblox? Yes, but I'd never play it. Last time I played it was like 4 months ago when I wanted to go play Robeats for like 2 minutes. And then I realized why I don't play Robeats. Do I think Slender Hate is underrated on the roll list? Absolutely. I feel like it should have its separate section on the side of the chat. No, it really doesn't. I feel like it's better being a hidden role that everyone can see that has, but it's not displayed separately or change the color of anyone's name. That's my thoughts on it. What's my favorite boss? I'm biased to say Cylindro, but as far as like mechanics go, Dodekai is the coolest boss fight mechanic-wise. Then Kibos Jr., if it was actually made well and on sync and had an error bar, I would love that thing on Nightcore mode. It'd be super fun. Who am I? I'm Buddy Boy. Do I need to say more? You want to know how the race to town level 1000 started, Snoopy? There's a lot of messages in chat and I can't keep up with these, so I'm kind of behind. But, race to town level 1000. I was, after the inf pushing started, I'd already been like town level 300 and whatnot. So in February, I believe, or was it March, when, yeah, no, I think it was January when Air Horizon was added. And so I started pushing lots of infinities and I got lots of XP. From there, I was continually in the lead until Xenos just decided, who cares about pushing infinities, I just want to pass Buddy's XP and level. And Xenos passed me, I think, around level 560. From there, I was like, no, 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 we can't have this. So I went and just started farming XP, and we just both started farming XP. Around level 700 or 800, when multi-perks were added, we gave up on just trying to beat the other person to the max level. We just want to be max level for the bonuses. And that's pretty funny. Which studio, how do you pronounce that word? Gefilby films do I like the most? I don't even know what that is, so I'd have to say, I have literally no idea. Why does no one fight the third boss? I don't know. Kibos Jr. is fine to fight. Only 2.3 kills on Kibos Jr. Electricity. Weak, get 10,000. Crap, I need to quickly scroll through this, figure out what's new and what's not. Ghibli. Okay, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Are you see with the dev and every moderator in the game? I don't know. I don't know if I'm Speedy, Matt, and Xenos. I don't know why I'd be in a race with myself. Other than, actually, I just don't know why I'd do that. So I feel like the answer to that question is no. I am not. What would I like to say to my fellow hater? I speak to them frequently. Alright, Xenos. Sign me up. How to story myself on a scale of 1 to 10? Probably a 10. I'm sure I have seen one of their things, but I don't know. Alright, anyways, let's see if there's any voice questions. There are not. Surprisingly, I was trying to quickly get through the voice chat, see if there's anything there. Who pinged me in the lounge? Oh, it was just someone wishing me happy birthday. Alright, anyways, back to here. Let's see what new questions we have. What do I think of life? I don't have one, so I don't really know. But I have to say I have a pretty good life. Am I optimist or pessimist? Definitely optimist, because all my estimates are like purely on the like high end of what's possible. Then half the time I undershoot them by such a large margin, I'm like, I messed up in my calculations. And the other half the time I overshoot them somehow, I'm like, what? How do I feel about being called number one player in the game? Well, you see, I invented that name for myself. Back before we had leaderboards, there wasn't really any way to consider who was good and who wasn't. And so basically, I just um yeah, I just took the title, and anyone who tried to flex on me with something, I'd just pass them like, all right, now are you content with me saying I'm better than you? And it worked out. I am now the best, and no one disagrees. How do I feel like when people treat me like a god? Terrible. I'm not a deity by any stretch of the imagination. Like if you think I'm a god, then your standards are too low. What do I think of being a no life? It's really fun. How do I feel about No Game No Life having a season 2? I don't really care. I wasn't really a fan of the first season. Do I support worker rights? No. I have existence tax on them all. Am I a human? No, I'm a turtle that lives in Antarctica, according to my YouTube channel. I want Classroom with Elite to have a season 2. Please, Xenos. I want that. Still no voice questions. Half of being good and perfect out 2 is time spent, and the other half is strategic and strategy and blueprint scripts. Basically, I'm terrible at making scripts, like a complete nightmare. I do not know what I'm doing. Time spent, on the other hand, I'm very good at, and strategy and blueprints, I'm also pretty bad at. But somehow I think I'm probably the best person at making blueprints. I made a Chaos Impossible inf pushing blueprint, and it worked, sort of. So, I think that's impressive. Am I going to No Fabricator February? No. No. The Fabricator is too powerful for me to take a whole month off from using it. Do I normally win or lose thumb wars? I lose them because I have very weak thumbs. How do I feel if someone passes me in the future? I have no issue with anyone passing me. I just hope that the person that does pass me has goal and ambition to remain as the number one player. My dream is that someday someone will pass me and be legitimately better than me at the game. And so I can rest assured that someone more worthy of the title than me is the best. No, that doesn't mean I'm just going to let someone pass me. No, I'll put up a fight, and if they win the fight, then they can. What I do if you beat me to Inf 100 billion? I would laugh, and then cry in a corner forever, Xenos. What's my favorite worker task? Probably the auto boost. That is one of the best things ever. I'm so glad they added that to the game. Then, if I could add anything to the game, so many good ideas I have. I really don't know. I could quickly just open my DMs with like Matt and choose any one of those. But I feel like I would rework military perk, or not military perks, town perks. Town perk scaling is terrible, and I very much do not approve of it. I haven't yet written that essay to Matt, but I'm going to soon. I will get this added into the game, Matt. I don't care if you have to balance the numbers that I recommended it. It'll be in the game. Nothing better than having rivals? Yes. That's why I was sad when everyone just started giving up on trying to pass me. I'm like, but now I have no drive to do anything in the game. Talk about Twin Tails. Why would I? That's not a question. Do I have bad flashbacks? Not really. Because you'd assume I have had a traumatic experience, and the answer is no. What is my favorite quote? Crap, I'd have to open my Discord to find the quote. I can just let someone in my Discord server screenshot any one of the quotes in there and just reply to that message with it. I trust Kratos would probably grab something funny. How to get more free time so I can get Cylindro hater? Drop your life. You don't need it anymore. Sleep? Who needs that? Cylindro hate. Yes, I did almost say my DMs with you, Xenos. I DM you relatively frequent as well. And still no voice questions. I feel like after the first things just died, no one has had desire to do that. It is simply effective enough. But we didn't really need a stage for that. If that was the case, you could have just sat and just asked me anything anyways. But I guess this works still. Get recorded. Okay, yeah. Alright, some username posted a funny quote. Kessim's quote right above that's great. I'd be down for that. Singing happy birthday. Oh yeah, Coco's per server. uh, per server profile picture is great. Why would I ban my little power plant? I never would. I never did. Alright, 2 requests. Alright, HK, come on up here. HK. I guess he doesn't want to click the button to get up here. Or he's just dying. Up there he goes.
Okay. Everybody hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what would you think that if you have never played the Perfect Tower 2, and what would the life you had today would be?
Perfect Tower 2 and the last 3 years of my life have completely reshaped how I see everything in my life. I could not give any prediction on where I'd be from here if I didn't find Perfect Tower 2. It's so integral in my life that I just don't know where I'd be.
Yes. question. What do you think of how good will the people who do join on playing the Perfect Tower 2 in the future?
Can you rephrase the question to something that's more not broken apart?
I mean, like, what do you think of future the Perfect Tower player?
Hmm. I haven't been very active in the Discord recently, so I don't actually know what type of people have been showing up. But I have lost a lot of hope due to the fact that over the last couple days of that have been active, I noticed a lot of people inside of like Infinity Phase and the higher chats get so many things like incorrect about the game. I am continually correcting people about their tips to new players. And if new players are getting incorrect tips, it's just going to create an endless cycle of just incorrect information being passed on. And these aren't like just new people that I haven't seen before. These are like the people that were there when I left. They're still there, and they're giving wrong information, and it's sad.
Agree. I did not really disagree.
All right.
Mm.
Thank you for your question. And he moved himself. All right. Any other questions? Yes. Liz Jakia? I think that's how you pronounce that. I'm bad at pronouncing names. Imagine Speedy just bans me in the middle of the AMA. So, something username, it's not your fault. It's Kratos' fault mainly. And then there's Coco giving incorrect information 2 days after I told him the proper information in DMs. Is Liz going to come up and speak? How many fabrics of reality do I have in the lab? I think 5.8 billion. I would have to open the game on the web version to check because I'm currently in an inf push run. Yeah, like 5.8 billion. It's not that many. Up, Liz accepted.
Ah, I guess I'm an idiot, but whatever. First off, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And what I wanted to ask, mm, I guess there are a lot of games you have played, but what is a game you would love to be good at, but you suck? You simply can't.
Oh, I would say Eterna, but I'm not. I passed the point of sucking, and I'm actually borderline decent. But the problem is that a lot of the times, whenever I have a desire to do something, I go and I set my mind to doing it. And so I don't really have any of those wishes like, oh, if only I was good at it, because I just sit down and just play it. I guess Divinity 2 is something that I'd love to get much better at. I'm in the process of doing it. Play a bit with Xenos and his friend.
And put hours into a game, you will get good. Maybe not the best. Well, before I forgot it, you may have no luck, according to what you said, but it's your birthday and there are a lot of people around. You have to have done something right.
I really enjoy what I do. If I didn't enjoy what I did, I wouldn't do it.
Well, great. And have a nice day. I will go back to chat.
Thank you. What's my total power produced? I think I'm about 83 trillion. I'll reach 100 trillion around 7,000 hours of playtime, which I think is about 5 or 6 weeks out. It'll happen this year. Oh, my best achievements? Oh, yeah, definitely Cylindro Killer is one of them, but I feel like a lot of my best achievements have already been starboarded. My worst achievement was leaving the game for 6 months. That would definitely have to be worst. Now, about 6,300 hours, I believe, or 7,300. Yeah, 7,300. I passed 7,000 recently. Big Chungus or Speedy or Communist Speedy? I think I'll just have the standard Speedy. How old is my save file and did I ever restart? Well, technically I've restarted 3 times. Alpha, I initially started my save, played for pretty much the entirety of the alpha with near-ish perfect playtime record. It's in about midway through, I had to start a new save inside the alpha. Did some progression stuff that I locked myself out because I couldn't tear up again. And so I guess that was technically sort of a restart, but then I just started playing both of them in parallel. Then the beta, I had to restart my save. The release, the save was reset again. But in my current save file, it's pretty much, it was made I believe it's the oldest save file in existence. Just off like when it was created. I believe it's the first one created inside of the release. And no, I've not restarted. And it's about 6,300 hours old. With about 20 hours of downtime from loss of various things like game crashes and whatnot. Do I like roguelikes and what's my favorite one? I do like roguelikes, but the only one I ever really played was Muck, and it was really fun. I won't play other roguelikes, but all the recommended ones are just terrible. Well, not terrible. I mean, they cost money, and I don't have money that I can buy them with, so I'm kind of broke. The thing is, Perfect Tower 2 that is lacking most in its current state. End of game content. There is a very big lack of it. I would have said era phase, but recently they've been adding a lot of stuff into the game in the era phase and earlier like military tier 4 and below sections. So I'd have to say definitely the entirety of the end game. Like past once you reach military tier 14, you reach the end of what we currently have for end game, but there's so much loss of it. Yes, I do know that Buddy Boy music exists. That's not me. Don't question it. I saw someone post about that. I was like, wait, is this you, Bud? I was like, no, it's not. 9010. Ah, yes. 9010 Xenos. That's a better answer than what I gave. How much redacted do I have? I could give any number at this point, but I think I'd have to go with 138. Oh, I missed wasn't favorite element. Oh yeah, I did miss that. Favorite element. I'd have to go with neutral. I really like dealing with them. They aren't very bad. And sorry, electricity, but no, you're not my favorite. You keep asking me to go die to more electricity enemies so that you can get the buddy hate. I will create the immortal blueprint. Do I like rocks? No. They hurt to step on. The immortal, the immoral blueprint. Ah yes. Let's not question about that. It perfectly matches this one. Look myself nitro so I can use it. Yes, I do believe you. But you're probably not lying, and if you are lying, it doesn't matter. I feel like elemental damage needs better scaling. Maybe they could multiply the resistance and like that and weaknesses of elements by like your current infinity. So like infinity 10, you'll deal 10 times more elemental damage to an enemy and 10 times less if they're strong against it. Your channel sounds boring. Sadly, it is Coco. How many times do I commit arson a day? Not enough for you to put them out. 25th Slender Hater if we get 2 more people before then. Are you my favorite? No. No, Sip, you are not. Kessim's my favorite. Yes, Xenos. Infinity enemies need more mechanics. Matt, please listen. Listen. How do I handle a worker strike? My workers don't go on strike. They learn to. They know. Is Speedy getting 1K cylindro kills today? Hold on a moment. Yes, Xenos, I did teach them the pecking order. How to kill a Speedy Enterprise? I'd have to go support Speedy. I do simp for Speedy a bit too much. Speedy's doing it. Speedy, you better not be lying. I have waited for this for so long. Hold on, Speedy. We need to check this out later. Oh, I have a bit more time. Anyone have any questions that they actually are valid? Sounds like some of your type, Electricity. No, I did not find a link to that, but I do want it. I do want grass. What's your best debuff in Perfect Tower 2? And what's the worst debuff I've met? Worst debuff has to be the time Speedy added wizards because of XP farming too quickly inside the alpha. No, it was the beta. And I think it was Matt that actually added wizards. But I was farming XP and the devs were like, no, you can't do that. I was like, but I did. And it's like, no. And yeah. Now we have wizards in the game, and their debuff is way too strong. Why does Desert Easy have the same debuff strength as Chaos Impossible? Make it scale with the region and difficulty. What are the benefits of being in hashtag deleted channel? I don't know. Are you talking about the Slender Hater basement? If so, there are none. Do I love myself? No, I only love Miku. His username is a combination of every active person's username combined. 104 questions. That has to be some kind of speed run. That's like less than 36 seconds per question. Yeah, next year I have to go proper full on speed run if I can get more questions. What game are we playing? I believe we're probably going to be switching over to a normal voice chat instead of being. Oh, Kesem. Kesem's here. Kesem. Is Kesem inside? Yes, Kesem. Just in time, Kesem. Right at the end, but at least you're here, Kesem. The questions aren't stopping. Oh no. What's the best region music? I do not know. I don't listen to any region music. Alright. So, shall we move to another voice chat where everyone can probably talk, or are we going to just be streaming the games inside of here? What's the plan, Speedy? Yeah, I know we can't stream, but we can post the link. Yeah, I feel like moving to general would work, but Turt's there. Maybe we can just kick Turt out. Invasion. Invasion. So many people. Yeah.